Let us now review examples of treatment for the different drugs using these different goals. Craving is a major reason for relapse. It is a very strong physical urge to take drug or alcohol. Unfortunately, it can overwhelm people even after long-term abstinence. Drug use is a habit that's difficult to break, but after long-term drug use, the brain tries to trigger you to search and take drugs. Let me give you an example. You may have tried to change some of your habits that are not so healthy and try to eat healthy foods and exercise more. But what happens when you are in a pub or in front of the TV where you usually have a beer or some nipples? You may automatically go to the kitchen to get something. At other times, for example, when you feel very stressed at work, you may feel an urge to manage this stress. You may feel like the long-term goal is much less important to stick to and you just need to get a quick relief. Your thoughts seem to focus on getting this fix and it's difficult to distract yourself. Drug users feel this and more. They feel a very strong physical urge to get drugs. These cravings are unfortunately easy to fix by taking the drug again. There are some medications that reduce craving. One group targets brain pathways that have changed after chronic drug use, while the other group provides a specific stimulation of the receptors that have adapted. An example of the first group of drugs is naltrexone. Naltrexone, an opioid receptor blocker or antagonist, can reduce craving for alcohol, although it has little effect on craving for opioids. Although it might seem like a good idea to block the dopamine system directly, it is important to realize that these systems are essential for our normal functioning. Medications that block neurotransmitter signaling can have very dangerous side effects. Substitution treatment can be used to reduce craving too. Medication can, for example, stimulate the same receptors fully, an agonist, or have a less optimal effect, partial agonist. Buprenorphine can, for example, be used in people who are dependent on opioids. This medication has a suboptimal effect by partially stimulating the opioid receptors. The aim is to provide enough stimulation to prevent the person from experiencing withdrawal and to occupy enough receptors so that illicit opioids used on top do not have the same effect. We know that relapse is common when trying to manage addiction. So what if we take away the pleasure of using drugs? An example of such medication is disulfiram. A person who does not want to drink needs to take this medication daily. When they do relapse, they get very ill. The medication affects the breakdown of alcohol in the liver to a substance that makes you feel very ill, like with a severe hangover. This quick and adverse experience after relapse helps the person to stay away from alcohol. However, this medication only works in people with a very high level of motivation and support.